said I want to get the ravens. What's over there? Turn round. Hope you had a lovely weekend. I had a lovely, slow, intentional weekend, as you've just seen. I love just to capture the trees before all of those leaves fall. I love seeing all the colours around where I live in Cornwall, so that was a must-have. Like all Mondays, I start by getting the house straight, lighting candles, putting the stuff away that was out from the night before, or any washing up, or putting the washing on, you know, normal chore stuff. Then I did some email catch-ups, then I did some guidance medicine readings, and then I did a few mentoring sessions in the evening. And then I've been getting ready because I'm going off to Bristol tomorrow to go and see my son, which I'm so excited about. Also, Bristol have their festive, like, Christmas markets out, so I'm actually really looking forward to seeing all of that. I love all of that and having the hot chocolates and things, but that's the first time I'm going to see anything festive, so it's going to be good. So I had a lovely time in Bristol. It was really nice to see all the festive markets and stuff like that. It was lovely to catch up with my son. Didn't take much content because I just wanted to be in the moment, but it was a really nice day visit. Tiring because Bristol was still quite far for Cornwall for a day, but it was really good and it was well worth it to see my son. And today is Wednesday and I've popped out, had my nails done, popped and had a quick cup of coffee and a cake, so I called my daughter, caught up with her, and then this afternoon I've got some guidance medicine readings and get the house sorted and unpack the shopping that I bought yesterday. But yeah, it's a bit wet and cloudy and grey and dark at the moment here in Cornwall. sessions with my clients today, and I realise I haven't really explained what guidance medicine reading is or what I actually do. So obviously I am a witch. I'm a full-time job is a witch. I'm also an author. I've written 2 books and I've got an oracle deck coming out. And I've been connecting to the spirit world since I was 4. My mum was a witch and a psychic medium. My dad did platform mediumship. So I was brought up in this world where it was normal, and my parents never said it was wrong or you're going weird or anything like that. When I was a teenager and I shared at school what I was doing or what I could see or my beliefs, I did get picked on. And through my 20s, I probably tried to put that away. I explain it as I try to put them in a box so that I couldn't speak to them or see them, but it didn't matter where I went. If I went to someone's house, I would probably, if it was an old house, I would pick up on the spirit in the house, or I'd pick up on someone's loved one who's just crossed over, and it's something that I could never sort of stop or get rid of. So I've done lots of different jobs in my life. That's mainly self-employed, but I've been a fashion designer, I've been an illustrator, interior designer, I've been a fine artist, I've also been an editorial photographer, which was 13 years. During that time of working as a photographer, I obviously was working with models and makeup artists and hairdressers, and I had big sets and a team around me, and I used to pick up on people within that situation, but I never told anybody what I was doing. People just thought, oh, she's really wise, she really knows about life and things like that, because I was worried about the fear of judgment from others. But over the years I've learned that I'm 49 now, I'm going to be 50 next year, and it's really this 49th year where I've discovered who I am and that I actually like who I am, and I'm excited about the aging process. I'm excited about menopause, and I know that sounds weird, but I'll probably explain in other videos why I feel like this. But I've understood that my gifts are very precious to me, and I do believe that I'm not unique and everyone can do what I do, but it's just that I've practiced for many years and I've learned how to adapt and really fine tune those gifts. On a guidance medicine reading or a psychic reading that you would normally get used to seeing on social media, people use a tool. Well, my mum used to be a tarot reader, so she would use a tarot deck. Some people use forms of divination and things like that. My actual tool to switch on is the question from the person I'm reading for. So when they log on to me, they say a question of where they're struggling or where they want to receive guidance from. And I always tell people when they book to sit in stillness and really go inwards and meditate on why they want to have this session with me and where they want to receive guidance from, because that really does help me channel and give them the information that they're searching for. So usually in these sessions, how I can explain it is there's different dimensions around us and within us. And when I'm in that session and someone logs on to Zoom and I see them on the screen and I ask where they're tuning in from or how they've discovered me, and then their energy normally settles because they're a little bit anxious. And then they give me their question. Normally, as they start talking, I will then start seeing things in my mind that's related to them. I also hear things, and I work with my spiritual teams and my ancestors, my guides, but I'm tapping into their spiritual team. So that's normally on like one dimension. So I normally sort of sense that sort of around here. And it's going to sound really woo-woo, but this is just how I could explain it to you. So if it's my family, sometimes my family in the spirit world do come forward within these sessions. They normally come through on my left side, so I know that that is my family. When I'm reading for somebody else, a loved one in the spirit world will come into sort of like here on my right, and somebody quite low, it's about here, and they will put beautiful things in front of me, like symbols of like roses, which show me how much they love that person. They'll show me things, how they've like seen that person, or give confirmation of like messages or synchronicities or things like that that they've done for the person I'm reading for. I also see babies that want to come forward. So babies that are normally on like a lower level and they come forward as like balls of light to me. So I know that there are soul babies wanting to come forward to be birthed into this lifetime. Sometimes that does also mean a pet, because sometimes if a baby can't come through as a baby, it will come through as a dog or a cat or a pet of that person's choosing. So the kind of information that I pick up on is I pick up on things that have happened in the past that they may have missed out on. I pick up things that my clients are thinking of or have had downloads of, or sort of messages from their teams of, you could do this, you should start that, and things like that. So I'm more of like a confirmation for them. I also see sometimes more, well actually nearly always, they will roll out what I call like the soul's contract, and in front of me I will suddenly see like these like timeline markers of like really important stages of that person's life. And I believe they're the things that could be quite traumatic, could be like massive milestone things like getting married or having a baby, or things that have been really difficult. And they're the things that that client's soul has signed up for to actually do and feel and receive in this lifetime. I also then can help somebody. Obviously limited beliefs come up, fears come up, subconscious blocks come up, and working with my team and their team, I give guidance of how to clear that and how to move forward. So when a loved one in the spirit world comes forward in these sessions or in my day-to-day life, I sometimes see them as a full figure person. So I can see them in full, or sometimes I see them in my third eye and they will show me their personality, how tall they were. The funny thing is I rarely get names, but they will show me like on what side of the family they're on, and they will give me things that I can relate to the client, that they know exactly who that person is. And that's really lovely. One of my favourite things is when a parent comes forward and is so excited that I'm reading their daughter or son, and they just literally, it's almost like they project love through me, and I feel this sense of parental love. And I do always cry in those situations because it's just so overwhelming and so beautiful. So I really do love those little moments. I also have a very strong sense of knowing, so I know that something's going to be or something's going to happen. So they will show me like the next 5 years, or they'll show me something that this client is like tiptoeing about to leap into. And that's always really, really exciting to see and to relate to my clients. Mostly in these sessions, the spirits will just make it so obvious and show me the messages strongly that they really need to give to the person that I'm reading for. So I do take it as like an honour to relay these messages to other people. And as a job wise, it's probably the most physical and emotional job I've ever done. It takes a lot out of me to channel for half an hour straight, and it's almost like I'm locked on to the client. It can be very draining for me. And obviously during the day, if I'm seeing 2 or 3 clients, the first client could be really upbeat and really excited and having loads of wonderful things coming into their lives, but then the next person could be going through something really horrific and traumatic. So it's like this roller coaster of energy and emotions for me and for the people that I'm reading for. This also doesn't ever stop for me. From the moment I'm wake up or I'm going about my normal day, I'm receiving messages from the spirit world and from my team. And from the spirit world, it's sort of what I like to call chitter chatter. So it's turn off the light, You haven't shut the door, take my medication, little things like that. That's like, it's kind of helpful but not life-changing. But then you can also, in a higher dimension, there's beings and angels and all sorts, which I explained in The Witch's Way Home in my latest book, that the dimensions that we can work with, the universe as well is in that, and that gives you these beautiful strong downloads, like start this. Or I had this beautiful download probably in the middle of August, and my team said you should start a witch school, and I was like, oh, my workload is pretty full at the moment. I've got a launch of an oracle deck, I'm holding space for clients, I've got interviews, and I'm traveling about, and I do feel like it's sort of at this limit. And then they kept saying to me every day, so I was like, okay, I might just bring it up at some point, or I'll just sort of bank it somewhere. And I do have a notebook that says downloads, so I write all these downloads down and I can look at them at another time. And I was doing a monthly witch circle online, and my team came through within that session and tell them about the witch school. So I thought, okay, I'll just mention it. So I mentioned it to everyone there, and they all loved it and they jumped at it. So I thought, okay, it wouldn't hurt for me just to actually see what this would look like, how I could actually teach people witchcraft in a very modern and easy way. And I started writing out the lessons. And then I just put it out there, and I just got this wonderful, huge response. And now I have this beautiful school. It's in their first month, and I've made a WhatsApp group so they can all chat. And honestly, watching them and reading all their messages it's just beautiful, and it lights me up. So the downloads are very important. But then I've also got my own wisdom as well, which so many people come to me for messages for their spirit guide, or from their gran or their parents in the spirit world. And that's all lovely, and it does help with grief. But for guidance on your path, I feel that the best guidance comes from your soul, because your soul knows where it's been in past lives. Your soul also knows what it's signed up for this lifetime. So it knows where you're going. So tuning into your intuition and training that, and having moments of the present moment to receive that information, is the best form of guidance that you can possibly have.